Jerusalem Delivered by Torquato Tasso. 18th Book. The charms and spirits false therein which lie, Rinaldo chaseth from the forest old. The host of Egypt comes, Vafrine the spy entereth their camp, stout, crafty, wise, and bold. Sharp is the fight about the bulwarks high in ports of Zion to assault the hold. Godfrey hath aid from heaven, by force the town is won, the pagans slain, walls beaten down. Arrived where Godfrey to embrace him stood, My sovereign lord, Rinaldo meekly said, To venge my wrongs against Gernando proud, My honour's care provoked my wrath unstayed. But that I you displease, my chieftain good, My thoughts yet grieve, my heart is still dismayed. And here I come, pressed all exploits to try To make me gracious in your gracious eye. To him that kneeled, folding his friendly arms about his neck, the Duke this answer gave: Let pass such speeches sad of passed harms. Remembrance is the life of grief, his grave forgetfulness. And for amends in arms your wonted valour use, and courage brave. For you alone to happy end must bring The strong enchantments of the charmed spring. That aged wood whence heretofore we got To build our scaling engines timber fit, Is now the fearful seat, but how none wot, Where ugly fiends and damned spirits sit. To cut one twist thereof it ventureth not The boldest knight we have, nor without it this wall can battered be. Where others doubt, there venture thou, and show thy courage stout. Thus said he, and the knight in speeches few Proffered his service to attempt the thing. To hard assays his courage willing flew. To him praise was no spur, words were no sting. Of his dear friends then he embraced the crew To welcome him which came. For in a ring about him Guelpho, Tancred, and the rest Stood, of the camp the greatest, chief, and best. When with the prince these lords had iterate Their welcomes oft, and oft their dear embrace, Toward the rest of lesser worth and state he turned, And them received with gentle grace. The merry soldiers bout him shout and prate, With cries as joyful in his cheerful face, As if in triumph's chariot, bright as sun, He had returned Afric or Asia won. Thus marched to his tent the champion good, And there sat down with all his friends around. Now of the war he asked, now of the wood, And answered each demand they list propound. But when they left him to his ease, up stood the hermit, And fit time to speak once found. My lord, he said, your travels wondrous are. Far have you strayed, erred, wandered far. Much are you bound to God above, Who brought you safe from false Armida's charmed hold. And thee, a straying sheep, whom once he bought, Hath now again reduced to his fold. Against his heathen foes these men of naught Hath chosen thee in place next Godfrey bold. Yet mayest thou not, polluted thus with sin, In his high service war or fight begin. The world, the flesh, with their infection vile, Pollute the thoughts impure, thy spirit stain. Not Po, not Ganges, not seven-mouthed Nile, Not the wide seas can wash thee clean again. Only to purge all faults which thee defile, His blood hath power, who for thy sins was slain. His help therefore invoke, to him bewray thy secret faults, Mourn, weep, complain, and pray. This said, the knight first with the witch unchaste His idle loves and follies vain lamented. Then kneeling low with heavy looks downcast, His other sins confessed and all repented, And meekly pardon craved for first and last. The hermit with his zeal was well contented, And said, on yonder hill next morn go pray, That turns his forehead 'gainst the morning ray. That done, march to the wood, whence each one brings such news of furies, goblins, fiends, and sprites, the giants, monsters, and all dreadful things thou shalt subdue, which that dark grove unites. Let no strange voice that mourns or sweetly sings, nor beauty whose glad smile frail hearts delights, within thy breast make ruth or pity rise, but there false looks and prayer as false despise.